So you have to restart another broadcast.
Yeah, that sucks. Let me let Greg know that the broadcast got changed. Okay, well that's good to know for the future.
I haven't live streamed in a while, but usually I live stream like Rocket League or some nonsense with like Twitch.
Yeah. So are you able to see the new broadcast?
Right now I'm on a loading screen. Unless wait,
okay.
hold on. Wait, you know why? Because I'm still on. I guess I have to refresh or like go back to your account because I'm sure it's a different screen.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Now I see the new broadcast.
Okay. Well, whenever you're ready, we can start it.
All right, ready.
Cool. All right. So as part number 2, because I messed up with part number 1, we're playing Loot Rascals. So Loot Rascals is a more traditional roguelike. It is a sort of turn-based, equipment-based roguelike. So the first thing that there's a lot of information at the start, so we're gonna take it all in to begin with. So in the top left, there are 3 different icons. There's your life, and that starts out at 5, but it can go up as you pick stuff up. And I'm gonna adjust I can't adjust the volume. There's your attack stat, your defense stat, and then your number of tokens. And tokens are you use tokens for various things. On the upper right, we have a mini-map, as well as a day-night counter. So every time you move a hex in Loot Rascals, your day-night counter shifts by 1 piece. So let's go inside this dome for a second.
The art style for this.
Yeah, it's a great art style. I love this game for this reason. So we're going to talk over the rules of combat here. So when you deal damage to an opponent, you just subtract your attack score from their hit points, and when they go down to 0, they die. When they damage you, the amount of damage you take is equal to their health or their attack power divided by your defense. So in the example here, because the enemy hit with 12 attack and you had 4 defense, you wound up taking 3 hit points of damage. If your defense is higher than the baddie's power, you can still get hit. So what they do is they'll divide their attack by your defense, and then that's the percentage chance that you have of taking a hit point of damage. So in this case, a 12 hit attack on your 24 defense, you still have a 50-50 shot of losing health. So it's important to take advantage of the day-night cycle, and we'll get into the day-night cycle once we go back outside. The second guy here is the chef. He has spatulas for hands and for feet. He can't really do much but cook. But in each area, the chef has had one of his cards or equipment get stolen by a creature. If you return it to him, you get various pickups. And you can either give the pickup back to the chef for bonuses, or you can just take it for yourself. And the bonuses are fixed depending on what level you're on. So right now, this first one, you'll always get 2 extra spare card slots. This in the middle is the health regen station. So at the beginning, for 2 tokens, you can heal yourself back up to full. Every time you heal, it doubles in cost. Here's the mailbox, which I've never used because people on the internet are mean and don't give me back my cards when I die. When you die, a monster will steal one of your cards, and then if another player beats that monster, they can get your card to either take for themselves or return to you. This is the genie. He gives you hints. And then this thing over here you can use that to save a card set so that you can sort of do practice runs later on. Let's go out into the world.
Basketball player? This pink dude?
Hey Paul, how's it going? It's not that hard to find, dude. Well, maybe it is hard to find. I have no clue. I've not tried finding it myself before. So let's go back outside. So right now it's nighttime, and let's go take a look at the people up here. So one thing that you'll notice is that the Wook has a blue icon for his... well, he had a blue icon, now he has a red icon. During daytime, certain enemies have a blue shield, and that means that when you hit them, you attack first. So we're going to get first hit on the Oregon, and then he gets to attack us. The Wook, because it's during the day, his thing was in red, so he attacks me first. And so now the game's telling us we have unequipped cards. So the unequipped... I don't know why it was saying that I didn't start for another 2 hours. That's weird. Who knows? Maybe I set the timer wrong on it. So let's go to our equipment. So in Loot Rascals, you have 10 card slots that you can use to put equipment in. Orange things are your attack equipment, and they'll boost your attack stat. Blue things are your defense cards, and they'll boost your defense. It all has different names, and certain sorts of equipment will have synergies based on your card abilities. So up here in the top corner, it has the attack stat. Let's equip our 2 new cards. So one thing that this ablative armband has is on the bottom it says cards left and right +1. So this boot helmet right now is getting +1 defense because it's next to this ablative armband. So if we swap those 2 around, we can get 2 extra defense here. What I'm going to do is slide this up because I like having a high attack stat. The other card we have here is a Vortex Bin lid. So it's a very powerful card. It's got 3 defense right off the bat. It gives +1 to cards above and below it. And the other big thing that you notice is that it has this rotate symbol on the bottom. Rotate cards, you can press square to rotate, and it switches to being an attack card or a defense card. So depending on whether you're in day or night, you can switch it based on what sort of enemy you're going to be facing. So let's beat up the Wook and get another card. And I'll wait until we get another card to pick it up. So all of the different enemies have different sort of AI. So the Wook runs towards you each turn, each movement you make. That rat stack we just beat up also runs each turn. And the Whiskas will run away from you when you move towards it. So you have to sort of corner it in order to be able to damage it. Whiskas. The Ogron moves towards you as well, but it only moves once every other turn, so you can use that to try and get yourself around it. Alright, we found a bunch of wall down there, so let's go...
Is he carrying a bone?
Yes, he's carrying a bone. He's got a bone to pick with us. The Bolus girl is obnoxious. So she moves each turn, but she moves in a random direction. So she could either move towards you, or she could just run off in a random direction. Alright, the HUD thing's getting obnoxious, so we're gonna just equip our card. The Horse Bros is another one to be careful of. And we'll see what the Horse Bros does next chance we get. And I'm already down to 1 life. This is not boding well. Let's flip Meteor Ball over to defense for now. Equip our new card. Orbital Bowls, if it's in an odd slot, it gets +3. So this is giving us +5 attack just by itself. That's a very, very good item. And it'll also give us +5 defense. Oh, screw you, Whiskas. Let's put that in defense so that Whiskas likely won't kill us. And then we can switch it back to offense. So this little thing, if you stand on it, it'll activate the robot generator here, and after 4 turns of standing on it, it generates one of those robot enemies. So what we have here is a gamble guy. We can use that to mutate all of our equipped cards. So we'll play around with that once we get some more bad cards. We don't want to mutate while we have good cards equipped because the random mutation will be potentially disastrous. Let's beat up Bolus Girl, so then we can talk about what this other guy is. The Brigand, he is aiming at a particular spot. If you walk on that spot, you will get hit, and it'll act as if you were getting hit by a ranged attack. Let's unequip all of our good cards here. So that would be our Vortex and our Orbital Bowls. Let's see, what else do we got? That's decent. That's decent. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and burst and see if we can't get some good stuff out of this. Ooh, that's some pretty good looking stuff. So we got a pair of space shorts, which does card above below. We get Meteor Ball, which is card above below. We got Pool Beast, which is card above below. Hydra Putter, which is card above. We got a lot of Hydra Putters now. The one to note is this one in the corner, the Orbital Bowls. So if it's in column 2, it gets +2, but if it's in the top row, its attack drops to 0. And Paul, I'm purposely not paying attention to you. So it's like nothing has ever changed. But the key benefit right now is after all of those shenanigans that we just did, we now have a whopping 23 attack. So we are pretty set for the rest of this first area. And this other item we have here is the Thief Lure. So the Grabber will always steal the Thief Lure. Grabber is another type of enemy. How do you activate the Triforce of the Ethereal Realm? I don't know, Paul. Do I look like someone who plays Zelda? Oh, the Nether Realm. Yeah, do I look like someone who plays Zelda? I do play Zelda and I love it a lot. Alright, let's go see if we can't deal with that Whiskas. No, he's running away like a little punk.
Oh no.
You don't care about the ethereal realm. The spike pen is pretty terrible, so we're just not going to equip it. We're going to just actually blow it up right now. Gotta get them nethers. I know you love some nethers, Paul, but that's not what we're talking about today. Ooh, Spectral Bride. Let's beat up on the Spectral Bride. So the Spectral Bride dropped a frame. So when you grab a frame, you can put it on one of your cards. We'll put it on the Orbital Bowls, and that gives us a special ability. So the special ability for this is it generates a decoy, which then enemies will attack. So if you need to get around an enemy, you can use the decoy to do so. Oh boy, we got robots. Let's beef up our defense so that we don't die horribly from the robot.
Clunkers.
Yeah, they're clunkers. Alright, let's see if we can get this Whiskas. Stop running away, you little brat. Come here. I just want to say hi. Alright, he's not worth it. Let's go somewhere else.
One thing about this game hasn't caught no mention of bad news bears yet.
We haven't found any bears yet. Alright, die Whiska.
Lick Boy?
Lick Boy. Yeah, he's a great person. So the Lick Boy drops a freeze frame. So the freeze frame does exactly what it says on the 10. Oh, and I died, so I'm not going to be able to show you guys freeze. So the clunker's going to steal something. He just randomly stole something. He didn't steal either of the really good cards that I had, but because this is a roguelike, I have now lost everything and must start over from scratch. And so now we get to watch my body get reassembled. and we're ready to get the show on the road again.
What the heck?
We don't ask questions about loot, Rascals. All right, Whiskas, let's go. I'm taking way too much damage early on. I should at least pretend like I know what I'm doing. Oh, self-throw disc cannot go into column 5, so let's move that over there. Oh, the Wook. What's going on? I'm just gonna suicide. Because this was just a bad run altogether. So we're just gonna try that again. And the ogre decided that all my cards were crap, so he didn't want anything to do with them. And let's skip this reassembly again, because we don't need to see that multiple times. Alright. So the plan for this first one is to run a little bit in here to get to nighttime, and then go beat up on those wooks right away. And they'll give us some good cards. So we got some more attack. We got something that does card left to right +1. We've got something that gives card above and below +1. So now we've got attack 5 and defense 7, which is good for now. We may want to change that around if we actually start fighting enemies at their correct time of day. What's that one do? Card above +1. Let's move the Hydra Putter. And there, now we've got some balanced attack and defense. So we can beat up this rat stack. And we can fight the Bolus girl. And get another piece of equipment. What is that little pygmy thing up there? He's running away. Oh no, I fell into a trap. Golden Pinchlet. Come here. Come here. Nope, not doing that again. Come here, I just want to say hi. And I'm having... Oh, and he ran away. And that's a 15 strength enemy. We're not going to go play with him. So, if you're a good person on the internet and send cards back to people, they'll send a hologram that can help you out in combat. So let's try and equip some of these things. Even slot +2. Even slot +2, but that's if it's the only one, so we need to equip one of these other self-throw discs. There we go. And we're gonna run away until daytime, and now we'll challenge it. And so this is a card that we could send back to another player. Because we're a nice person, we'll send it back. Oh, let's talk about the horse bros. So right now the seahorse is showing. If they move a square, they'll change to the horse of the horse bros. And depending on which horse is active, it has more or less attack. So right now you'll see that it has 5. As the horse, it has 15. So timing your attacking of the horse bros is pretty important. So we'll move, he'll come in with that, and we'll kill him pretty easily. So with Loot Rascals, a lot of it is about positioning. And we are in a bad position. Speaking of which... Oh, that was a good run. What are you gonna steal? Why would you steal that? That's not a good card. This game doesn't care about good things. It just wants to steal. So Luis, back to the Oreos.
Alright.
What other flavors of Oreos have you tried recently? While I'm beating up all these Wookiees. The fireworks ones?
Yeah. Those are the last two I remember. I'm trying to remember what else I've tried recently.
What did you think of the fireworks ones?
I felt like they were just like any other Oreo. They just had that extra like little pop rock thing going on.
Paul says, "Oh, Paul had the Peeps Oreos. That poor person."
The Peeps. Oh, that was not good.
I specifically went out of my way not to get the Peeps Oreos because I'm still wounded from the Fruit Punch Oreos from way back when.
Okay.
Oh god, it's a grabber.
These are much worse.
So grabbers are pains. We're gonna avoid it until we can get the hit in on daytime. But what the grabber does is it steals one of your cards. Because it's a jerk. And then it runs away, so you have to try and chase it down. And of course the ogre's in the way. The blueberry pie ones are pretty sweet. Come here, you... Oh, well, there goes that item. So the one that I had recently, I've been eating a lot of the different Oreo Thins ones. And I had the coconut, which was really good. And I also had the salted caramel Thins, which are phenomenal. So if you get the chance, try those ones out.
Okay. I haven't had those.
They're really good.
There's another one I have that I haven't tried yet. I just don't remember what they are. They're on the refrigerator. Let me go check really fast.
Okay. Try not to die. Paul, when you say that they're pretty sweet, do you mean that they're good or that they're literally
okay.
sweet tasting?
The jelly donut Oreos that I have that I haven't tried yet.
Ooh, you have to try those now. This is going to be a
just ate, so.
No, this is going to be a bonus episode of Luis Eats Oreos.
No, I can't do it right now.
You can't do it? Fine. Fine. I saw those and I was going to buy them. I may have to go back and get them one of these days. Oh, we got the stupid night wizards. So the night wizards are jerks. They make it perpetually nighttime if you're nearby them. Which then means that you will miss time moving into enemies and take a hit when you don't want to take a hit. They're the worst. Yeah, we're not even going to deal with them. We're just going to keep walking. Because of the fact that it's always nighttime when he chooses to fight you, you can never get in the first attack on him. So he's just mean. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure we're gonna die this run. Especially with that horse bro right there. So let's see if we can't do something interesting. So if we equip this thing, it will make everybody move half speed. Yeah, space shorts, they're the shortest shorts. So maybe if we're lucky, we can move down one space and use this rocket before it moves. Nope, we're dead. GG. And he's gonna steal my self-throwing disc. So that rocket that I was trying to use allows for you to send a card to your future self. So you can use that in order to, if you have a good card, you can use that to save it for the next run. And this is a lot of enemies. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare. Let's try and figure this out. We're going to leave the card because we're going to get attacked otherwise. Oh, I made a bad. I'm totally gonna die. Whoop. In for a penny, in for a pound. Loot rascals can be very mean sometimes. If I were trying to play it smart, I would have just run back into the safety of the dome area and just stalled out the timer. But that wouldn't make for good playing on the internet. Let's see, what do we got here? We got some equipment. Yeah, we got some attack power. We're good. We got this. We got all these stupid Wookiees. And an Ogron. And now we have a lot of cards, so we can pick and choose what we have. So we'll put the boot helmet there. We'll put the other boot helmet there. We'll put the spike pan there. So now we have 11 attack and defense. That should be good enough to live a little bit, he said, knowing he was going to die right away. So I've beaten Loot Rascals exactly once. And it was very hard. I had to, like, teleport. We're going to run away for a moment. So the Scuzzy Port Witch gives you a plasma frame. Put that on our spike pan. So that gives you an ability to electrocute enemies from a distance. This thing right here is a explosive. You walk onto it, and then you have to get 2 spaces away from it, or it will blow up and kill you. But it's a good way for clearing out a lot of enemies. So now that we have this plasma, we should be able to start being able to deal with enemies a little bit better. So this little square here will heal you for 1 hit point when you walk over it, like so. The rat stack will attack us if we step out, but we have a decent amount of defense. We probably won't get hit. And you can also use your abilities in combat if you want. Let's equip that there. And that'll give us 12 of everything and 3 tokens. Ooh, and we can beat up the Spectral Bride now as well. And get ourselves a decoy. So the Ogrox up here has 18 health. So we're going to zap it to weaken it a little bit and then go in for the kill. And typically the bigger enemies like that will give you better items, like this spike pan that gives cards left and right +1. And now we have the Telewangler, which allows for us to spend a token to do a random teleport somewhere on the map. I don't know if you have to be able to see it or not, so let's try it out. No, it just threw me into a lot of pain. Screw you, Telewangler. So let's beat up the Whiskas because it's the weakest enemy here. And let's not fight the Count when it's got 48 hit points. But now we got our card to bring back to the chef. So we can hold L2 to insta-warp back to the dome. It'll take 25 turns though. And the reason why turns are important is because if you notice below the sun and moon counters, in 123 turns a alien invasion will start to happen, so we need to try and leave here before then. Let's go give the card to the chef and get our equipment slots, or our card slots. So now we have 2 more slots down here, so instead of holding 6 spare cards, we can hold 8. And let's just throw this meteor ball in here somewhere. And throw this blast bib in here. And I think we can get through the rest of the level without taking a hit. Famous last words. So we're not gonna heal up until we absolutely need to. Grab her. Don't you dare. Okay. So he took a card, but he's close enough that we can still zap him. So we're gonna hit him with our electric bolt, kill him, and get our card back. We should probably equip the card, actually. That might be a smart move. And we're gonna ignore the brigand because he's pretty much harmless. So yeah, I've had the different Oreo thin flavors, and I also have the Dunkin' Donuts Oreo chillin' to eat probably today after I finish the stream, because eating Oreos on a headset is just sonically unpleasant for everybody.
Fair enough. I'll agree with that.
Alright, we got the Lick Boy again, so we have a ice frame, which is nice. So now we've got pretty much a large chunk of the different abilities. And I like having Zap set to default because it's good for dealing with groups of enemies, because it'll spread to enemies in a small radius. So like if we use it on this girl, it should hit both of the other 2 enemies nearby. And it kills 2 of them. So that was a good usage of our Zap. And right now what I'm trying to do is find the exit. Hey, we found the exit portal. And we found a big bad. Let's deal with him with taunting. And that allows for us to get first hit on him and kill him right off the bat. And get a card that we can send to somebody. Oh, Luis left. That's a sadness. So we'll send this card back. And we'll also use the card rocket to send something to our past, because we're probably going to die pretty soon. So let's send the boot helmet. Launch it into space. You're going to continue watching this while forcing your group to play Munchkins. I am really upset that we didn't get to play Munchkin while at the party. But 'tis life. We won't talk any further about that. Which version of Munchkin are you playing? Hey Paul, what version of Munchkin are you playing? Hey, you're back.
Yeah, sorry, I guess my PS4 timed out and I wasn't paying attention.
Gotcha.
It automatically shut off.
So when you, after you left, we sent a card into the future with our time rocket, and we just picked up the self-throw disc, which is gonna be really nice because the bonuses around it are giving it a +5, so it can count as either 5 attack or 5 defenses, depending on what we need it to be at any point. The other thing here is the gains lamp, which gives all cards to the right +1. We're not going to equip that though, because +4 is not really that great in the long run, so we're just going to burn that. It's great if you pick it up really early, and it would have been a wonderful thing to send back in that rocket, but it's not that useful on its once you get later on, when stuff is worth 4 equipment just, or 4 points just by themselves. Alright, so we're in a new area with some new terrain. So the sludge terrain down here, while you're in the sludge, your abilities are suppressed, so you can't use any abilities for the most part. 2 new enemies here. That web jack thing puts web in 3 of the 6 hexes around it, and if you step on one of those web things, you will take an attack. The other enemy we faced was the Egg General. So the Egg General will randomly... I don't think it's actually random. There's some rhyme or reason to it. But they will change their setting from blue to red kind of on a whim, it feels like. There's not a huge amount of rhyme or reason that I've noticed for it. The terrain over here, ice terrain, once you start on it, you keep going until you hit an enemy or you stop moving. Let's freeze that jerk, because it's daytime. And let's zap. Oh, we died. 27 strength flunk hit us in the head for like 5 damage. And so our card that we sent from the future, or from the past, is here, so we can just equip that right away. And give ourselves a hefty 7 defense right off the bat. So yeah, Loot Rascals is kind of relaxing, because you can basically play it at your own speed. But at the same time, it requires you to pay a decent amount of attention to it, or else it will mess you up.
Definitely seems like an interesting game. Like, I don't know why I've never heard of this before.
Okay. So these insectoid boots, they give +2 if they're in the top row, and give -2 if they're the only one. So right now it's just a flat +2. It's just a flat 2 equipment item. So we want to find another pair of boots as soon as possible. I think that I didn't notice it being very well advertised. It popped up on my PlayStation blog emails, and that's probably the only reason I even know that it's a thing. I didn't notice any, like, advertising for it on any gaming sites or anything.
It's only downloadable. Well, looking at it, probably is.
Yeah, it's only a downloadable game. Okay, we got this Meteor Ball, which is good for 3 attack or defense, depending on the need. And we got some more Wooks and some more other enemies. Card to left +1, we'll put that there. Card below +1. Let's burn some of these items. So there's a lot of... you'll notice that for these 2 platforms, they're connected by cables. So if we step on one of them, it'll charge both things up. So that's sort of bad news. So we're trying to make a run for the Brigand to just take him out. And there's a super powerful... There's a boss robot that we don't want to deal with, so we're going to try and run away for as long as we can. And now we'll pick a fight with him since it's nighttime. And we found a mysterious artifact. This is only the second time I've found one of these, and I have no idea what they do. I'm guessing they're used to get like the true ending or something in classic roguelike fashion. Or maybe you have to beat the game with it equipped or some shenanigans, but I've never survived long enough for it. So we're gonna just send it away in our card rocket. So I have no use for it. So this card here is fun. If you have that equipped, the burn ability, which is an ability we haven't picked up yet, it will instead generate a bomb, which can be really great for crowd control purposes. We haven't really explored much of the map, so we're going to take a look around further. We have more rat stacks. We have more ogrons. So the sort of one drawback I have with Loot Rascals is that it doesn't have, compared to like Binding of Isaac and Enter the Gungeon, it doesn't really have a lot of variety in monsters and equipment, so discussion gets pretty droll pretty quickly. Because there's only a handful of card effects. There's not too many super unique cards. Which is why, sort of why I did it alongside Downwell, so that we had multiple things to talk about.
Doesn't seem like there's very much variety in stages either. They all have similar.
Yeah, it's always sort of the first big stage always has a similar layout. Second big stage has a similar layout. It's kind of like Enter the Gungeon in that respect, in that it is procedurally generated, but it's sort of, because the maps are so big, it kind of is really samey, and it doesn't have different sort of enemy spawns to make it unique. So we're just going to actually move to the next level, because there's really nothing going on here.
It's not Dokapon Kingdom.
It is no Dokapon Kingdom. Oh my goodness, I need to play that again. I love me some Dokapon. Alright, so we're back in the second stage, and let's check our equipment to see if we're doing okay. We don't have anything good, so we'll just keep going. Let's stall a little bit for that shark man. Beating up the shark man. So, if we had abilities, our abilities... Oh my god. Well, this has been a good run, everybody. There's no way I'm surviving this. No, let's see what we can do here. There's got to be something. So we'll put that there. We'll put that there. Move that there. That there. That there. That there. And, yeah, let's move that there. Let's move that there. Let's move that there. And we've maxed out our attack at 15. We're gonna die.
I want to see you get wrecked by Pauline or whatever the level 40 shark.
You want me to fight the shark? You want me to fight the shark?
Yes.
All right. Well, we're gonna force fighting the shark. I think I may have just killed myself. I totally killed myself because that was not dealing full damage to that enemy. It was supposed to be doing 15 damage. The thing was only taking like 7 at a time. That's bull. That's BS. Oh my god. So I didn't even get wrecked by the shark. But hey, we got our mysterious artifact. Which looks like the left arm of Exodia. So maybe we have to just find all the pieces of Exodia and then we can defeat the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Oh, that was a deep cut that I never want to have to do again.
Alright, alright.
On the plus side, we got a lot of cards. Let's see if any of them are any good after the Bolus Girl takes out 3 of our hit points in one fight. This is not going to be a good run. We're already doomed. I just realized that the Bolas girl is saying her name every single time she moves. She just says Bolas, Bolas. And hey, that was a good 30-second run. They didn't want to steal my artifact. Alright, we're gonna do one more attempt at making any sort of progress in Loot Rascals, and then I'm probably gonna call it an evening.
Sounds good. Woms.
Alright, we're gonna take a step back, take a step forward, and hope the Ogron doesn't attack us first. We can take 3 Wooks, because we have first strike on them at the moment. And that gave us some defensive equipment, which is nice. Let's see. We got a lot of Whiskas. There's some really cool enemy designs later on, but I'm not surviving nearly long enough to get to them, which is unfortunate. Alright, Scuzzy Port Witch wants to pick a fight with me, but I don't want to pick a fight with her. Alright, now I'll pick a fight with her. Why not? Let's equip that lightning frame. Pick up that card. Throw out a zap and pray. That worked out moderately well. Except now there's a stupid freaking grabber. What's going... Alright, the grabber's gonna take my lightning frame, maybe? No? Jerk. Die. And we're dead. Loot Rascals, ladies and gentlemen. A true roguelike. In terms of both difficulty and meanness.
Definitely interesting game. I wouldn't play it. Not me. It's not for me, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's got interesting art though. I like the artwork.
It's got some interesting art, and the cutscenes are actually pretty humorous-ish. But they're not they're not amazing either. Yeah, when you get a chance, you should take a look at some of the cutscenes. Actually,
Alright, I will. Or do you have?
I can play. We'll play the introduction, and then we'll end the stream.
All right.
Wake up! Wake up! Gonna wake up! Alright, we're nearly there, so I'm just gonna talk you through the mission again, okay? Right, you're on your way to the site of a new outer space holiday camp, where the miracle substance, liquid anything, has already been transported in a Big Barry unit, which is a nickname, it's got a technical name. The Big Barry should have by now prepared the planet's surface, poured in the liquid anything, and initiated the 3D rendering process. However, we've lost contact. The most likely scenario is that flying space debris is snapped off the Big Barry's aerial, in which case you should load the appropriate chip into your chest-mounted chip reader and use your helmet to render a replacement part. Before returning home, you should inspect the camp in case there's anything else we need to repair or replace. And remember, ensure that an area is clear before rendering in case you accidentally hit someone in the face, which can kill. This concludes the mission. Oh, sorry, nearly put you back to hypersleep there. Oh, here's the planet coming into view now, look. So, I'll guide the spaceship down to the surface and you just kill. I don't know what's just happened, but I do know that moon's not supposed to be there. And the bad news is, I've lost control of the ship. Oh, there's the Big Barry, but his head's been stolen. Right, we're definitely gonna kill. Oh, hello, look at this bunch of rascals. Okay, well, the new mission is, let's escape.
And with that...
That definitely interesting. Is this a British game?
I don't know. He sounded either British or Scottish, maybe?
Okay.
Definitely something from the British Isles, though. I'll have to look and see who made this game. Those names sound like normal American people names. But who knows? They could be anything. But anyway.
Ricky Haggard.
Luis, thank you for being a member of the stream today. Yeah. And we will, if you're interested in joining again, we'll be doing it again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yeah, if I have time. I don't know about next week, but we'll see when it comes.
Okay, sounds good. Later.
All right then.